Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message. I am here to let you guys know I truly believe that this is past experience, past events. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, y'all. So with all that being said, I just want to let you know that I truly believe this week, I know I talked about some people was experiencing like depression type energy, and God wanted to know if you were honoring him, and the list goes on. It's kind of almost leading up to this topic of, I guess, the message that was given to me this morning. So basically, I want to let you guys know, and first of all, let me just give a trigger warning here. I'm not going to get too graphic with the details, but I was a little hesitant with, I'm not going to say a little hesitant, because I knew I needed to put the message out, but at the same time, I knew it was a little graphic, but at the same time, I know it may cause trigger warnings with some people, so I just want to let you know. If you feel like you're in a situation that may be something pertaining to your childhood, if you feel like you're still in a place of being triggered by certain things or people saying certain things, just go ahead and click off now. And I say all that to say, because I don't want to trigger anybody and I don't want to upset anybody, because I know that so many people are trying to heal, and I don't want you to think I'm being insensitive, because I know there were things that I needed to heal with in regards to my childhood as well too, on this journey. But with all that being said, I know everybody are in different spaces, head spaces, as well as their different phases in their healing, should I say. So with all that being said, let me just get right into the message. The message I received last night was, you need to forgive. I feel like this is a situation of pertaining to maybe, and I'm not going to just chalk it up to mothers, but this was a situation that I saw that was going on with a mother. I'm not going to get too graphic with details, but I'm going to just kind of put a little information out there of kind of what I saw, but at the same time, I'm not going to describe everything that I saw. Let me just say that I saw a mom being inappropriate while her kids were kind of sitting there, should I say. But I don't believe that this was energy that's happening right now. I believe this is past energy pertaining to some of you guys' childhood. So the reason why I say that is because the dream came forth first, and then I heard the message of forgive them. So whether it be, you need to forgive is what it was. Forgive. So whether you forgiving yourself, I know some of you, okay, let me say this. Help me out here, Lord, because you threw a curveball with this one. So with all that being said, let me just say this. Some of you may be reflecting back on situations in regards to your childhood, different events that might have happened that were unpleasant events. Well, let me just say this first and foremost. You were innocent. You were a child. So please don't beat yourself up for, for maybe things that may have happened to you in your childhood. And the reason why I say that is because kids are considered innocent. They're pure. They don't know any better. They don't know the things that adults know. Us adults, when we've been here for a certain period of time, there's certain things that we do know. And I hate to say it, but there are even, I know that there are, times that you even have adults who kind of like act a little immature. Not act a little, you have adults that act immature, and you have some adults that act a little immature. Whatever, y'all please excuse the sound in the background. It's the oven timer going off. But anyway, what I wanted to say was, God is asking you to forgive them for whatever situation you might have dealt with your childhood. And the reason why I say that is because one thing you have to understand is, I truly believe within my heart of hearts, and I would chalk this up. I'm not going to just chalk this up just to, and I really don't want to talk about race, to be honest with you, but I have to kind of put it out there. Let me just say the Black community. With the Black community, we've all had to experience the whole slavery situation. So I say all that to say we have had so many different events, and traumas that came from different, bringing it forward, to future generations. We have dealt with so much in regards to that. But the forgiving can be with this individual person who may have wronged you, and also it can be also with yourself, because sometimes us as adults, we beat ourselves up maybe for choices that we might have made in the past. But just keep in mind, as I said earlier, kids are considered innocent, so please don't beat yourself up. Be compassionate with yourself, and just know that you were innocent in this situation. If the particular event had happened to you, whatever it may be, because I know everybody's situation is going to be different. Some might have had little mild experiences, some may have had really traumatic and devastating experiences. So so with all that being said, let me jump right back on here before I forget. Like I said, bringing it from slavery and bringing it all the way forward, that some people are still in the same mindset of pointing the finger at what people have done to us. Yes, people have done things to us, but sometimes we have to persevere past the things that have been done to us, because the truth of the matter is, it's not affecting the other person. It's really only affecting us as a race of people. Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. All of a sudden I just got hot. But anyway, with all that being said, so I just wanted you to know that. So some things, you have to learn to just forgive and move on, because if not, they can be a hindrance to you. They can create roadblocks in your life. It can keep you stuck in a certain mindset. It can keep you on that same hamster wheel, and you'll never find yourself growing, but you'll find yourself in repeating the same old cycles until you actually move out of that situation. So sometimes you just have to kind of pay attention. Y'all heard the ding, right? That was confirmation. So sometimes you have to remind yourself, like, sometimes you just got to stop and think. I know for me, I can only speak for me. Like, sometimes when I was like, wait a minute, am I repeating the same cycle? And I don't like that, because if I feel myself going down that road, I'll make a different choice. Because one thing I realized, and I said years ago, and I used to tell, my spouse and my kids and just other relatives, sometimes God is going to keep giving you the same situation until you handle it differently. So if you find yourself keep dealing with the same old situation, the same old traumas, the same old, hurt feelings, or the same old regrets, or the same old, it's because there's something that you're not dealing with. But anyway, I don't want to make that a long story. Let me stay on topic here. So I just wanted you guys to know that God's message was, forgive. You need to forgive, whether it be forgive yourself. I know it was probably, I feel like it's two different situations. Forgive yourself for whatever may have happened to you in regards to your childhood. And the other thing was forgive the people who have wronged you in some sort of way in regards to your childhood. And the reason why I say that is, one thing you have to understand is, again, if you take it back from slavery, sometimes those adults way back in slavery, they taught their kids certain things, and when you think about it, I'll give you an example, like the example of like the Willie Lynch, the little story about Willie Lynch, and that whole theory, reading that, I truly believe, just reading that we have conditioned ourselves, or had, some of us had conditioned ourselves to be that way, because we wanted to kind of keep our kids protected by, acting and responding and doing certain things to protect our kids, so that, the slave owners wouldn't, beat them, or whatever the case may be. And I don't want to get into too much graphic details, because I know Mother's Day is coming up too. But the other thing is, and think about it, from that generation to the next generation, those parents who was dealing with their kids, they then taught it to their kids. And then as they got older and had kids, they taught it to their kids as well, to keep, make sure you do this and do that with your kids, to make sure, that you keep your kids safe, and so on and so on, for whatever it may be. Sometimes it's not even the situation of keeping your kids safe, but sometimes somebody might have experienced a very traumatic situation that, they might have been violated as a kid. So therefore, sometimes they tend to violate their own kids in the same way that they were violated. And one thing you have to understand is, Basically, when God was saying forgive, he basically wants you to forgive. And the reason why he wants you to forgive, I'm not saying that it was right, and I'm not saying that what they did was correct, because it was not. But at the same time, he wants you to forgive because the reason why he wants you to forgive, one, is so that you can have a peace of mind, and that you don't allow the situation to shackle you down, is what I'm hearing, or hold you in bondage, or keep you captive in a cage, or hold you back, because that's all that would do when you don't forgive people when they wronged you. But the other thing is, forgiveness is for yourself, because even though that person wronged you, I don't care how wrong it is, because I experienced some things in my life too, especially over these last 3 years, and I had to forgive, because there were some very devastating situations on this spiritual journey, but I had to forgive. And the reason why I had to forgive, because there was actually when, I'm sorry, let me get sidetracked for a minute, because a scripture had came to mind. A scripture had came to mind when God had told me to give the message of forgive. It was like, the scripture was forgive so that you too can be forgiven. Let me find the scripture, because those are just my words. That's just a short version of it. But it was saying, okay, so one was Luke 6:3-7. And I'm sorry, y'all, I don't normally quote scriptures on my channel. I mean, I will if it comes up, but other than that, I don't do it on a daily basis. But Luke 6:3-7 says, judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. So in other words, when you judge somebody else, you also too are being judged, no matter what the situation may be. So if you find yourself judging somebody because somebody has wronged you in some sort of way, just know that in return, you will be judged. It may not be for the same topic, but it could be for something else. And sometimes it could be for a situation. It could be through somebody that's close to you that will end up possibly doing it back to you to get you to see and allow it to hit home for you to understand that when you pointing two fingers at somebody else, there's two fingers being pointed back at you. There was another one that says, okay, so there's another one that's Colossians 3:13. Bearing with one another, and if one has complaint against another, forgive each other as the Lord has forgiven you. So you also must forgive. So again, when somebody has wronged you, but again, if somebody has wronged you, that doesn't mean that you have to go sit down and have tea with them and so on and so on. Forgive them and move on if you need to. I know I had to do that a couple of times, forgive people and just move on. I feel like some people need to heal, and I feel like some people need to, hold on one second, y'all. I cannot, oh shoot. I'm gonna have to cover up the phone real quick. So excuse me real quick. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. So anyway, but what was I saying? Yeah. So I had I'm sorry. This phone, I'm using a phone and I can't pause it, so I had to cover it up. I didn't want you to see the other pictures that I don't have covered up. Out of respect for my kids, I try to protect their identity in the process, because to me that's like my kids are sacred. So another one was, and this is another one I think is also important too. So when you go to God praying, basically you have to keep in mind, like if you have something against whether you don't want to hear this or not, your brothers and sisters, because all we're all God's kids. Everybody matters. Everybody. Okay? Even as some of you may feel like the worst of the worst people, they matter too. Okay, we all here learning soul lessons. And I don't expect you to be in the mindset that I am at, because it took me a long time to kind of get here, to be even saying that much. But the other one was, Mark 11:25. And whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also who is in heaven may forgive you of your trespasses, your trespasses, excuse me. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. Mercury did it again. Mercury retrograde is, it's already kind of affecting me. Y'all may hear me get a little tongue twisted with words. Just ignore it, because Mercury retrograde, it starts to kind of affect me before it starts to come. And to be here somewhere, I think in the middle of May or something like that, I'm already kind of feeling, because I can hear when I start kind of stumbling over my words. That usually happens for me. But again, the topic is what? Judge not unless you too be judged. But anyway, so with all that being said, guys, yeah, this is Mother's Day weekend. And I just want to say that I know that, again, the message that came up was about from what I saw, it was about moms or whatever. But don't just tie it to your moms too, because it also could have been a situation that maybe something that you're it's not even so much about moms. I think it's just more of that feminine energy, and not so much the feminine archetype. People who may have wronged you in some sort of way. So remember, I truly feel like it was more of the female energy. And remember, males can carry female energies too. So it's not just a woman archetype, but it's an energy. But anyway, with all that being said, just remember, it's Mother's Day weekend, guys. And, if you can, try to make it a point to honor your mothers. Because without them, you wouldn't be here. And I don't know. To me, it just seems like I'm hoping that, I'm not hoping. I believe that in due time, society will start to change and respect the female. And I get it, because I know that some female archetypes don't have respect for themselves, and sometimes the male archetypes sometimes tend to lump all females in the same category, and we are all not the same. So, some of us make different choices and some of us don't. And I'm not here to judge those who don't, because I'm sure at once upon a time in my life, I might have responded how those females have responded. So again, I'm not here to judge anyone, and I'm not here to put anyone down, but I just hope that you guys will keep that in mind, and just remember to, again, if your mom has wronged you, you hadn't talked to your mom in some time, just, if you feel compelled to do so, reach out to your mom and wish her happy Mother's Day. That's at least maybe a start to healing at some point in time. Maybe you can open up and have a conversation if some of you have had strained relationships with your parents due to your childhood. But anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful Mother's Day weekend, and I say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and even to the single dads, because single dads can be moms too, because remember, males carry the feminine energy as well too. So happy Mother's Day to the mothers, and happy Mother's Day to the dads who are holding down the fort, who are being single dads. And you know what? I just want to say, for those of you maybe who feel like you don't really have people in your life, or, who really honor you or celebrate you on Mother's Day, do yourself a favor, okay? Don't sit around and wait for somebody to honor you. Let me show you what I did today. I went out and bought myself some flowers today. I thought these flowers were so beautiful. They're not the ones that I wanted, but the original ones that I really wanted, they were already gone. So I really like the color of these flowers. They got the purple and pink going on up in there, so they're really, really pretty. So it's like me saying Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. And then some of these balloons are my mom's because I gotta go take her some. But anyway, so I got myself some 3 balloons, and I got my mom some balloons, and I got her some other stuff too. But anyway, yeah, but anyway, y'all, so don't sit around and wait for somebody to honor you. Honor yourself if you need to until that right person shows up for you, because those people who feel like that you are worthy, even though if you know that you are worthy, you know, do it for yourself and don't wait for somebody else to do it. Until people show up in your life who are a vibrational match as you and they honor you like you honor yourself, then continue to buy yourself some flowers and do nice things for yourself until those people show up. So anyway, y'all, with all that being said, I wish you all much love, much light, and you guys have a great weekend and have a wonderful Mother's Day. And be sure to just pick up that phone and reach out to your moms and, you know, say Happy Mother's Day. And the reason why I say that is because she or he did the best that they can do with what they were being given. Okay? So remember what I said. With all that being said, peace and blessings. Until next time. Bye.